I felt like it's important for us to talk about kind of our pursuits and our dreams. So the segment is called Courage to Pursue Our Dreams. We are back. You are joining us for the Position Recovery Podcast. I'm your host. My name is Jeremy, and we are back with Zach and Chris. How's everybody doing? What did we do during the break? And
I thought about a cigarette. Well, honesty.
So for the next segment, being Courage Month, I felt like it's important for us to talk about kind of our pursuits and our dreams. So the segment is called Courage to Pursue Our Dreams, because I think at the end of the day, this is a courage issue. It really is, because I'll tell you this, it's so much easier to live in the dream that never happens than it is to try to achieve your dream and then fail, right? And I think there's three things that happen. It's either you live in this dream world and you have a dream and it's the same dream for like decades, because I'll attest to that. I've had some of the dreams that I've wanted, I've had through my addiction, and it was so much easier to drink a fifth of vodka and then put my headphones on and dream about my music and then never do anything, versus, okay, now I take the step, I start pursuing my dream, I hit a roadblock, so I quit. That's number two. So the first one is we just dream without ever doing anything because it's safe. The second one is we actually take a step, but then we hit rejection or a roadblock. But then there's the third place that we can go, and it's what I'm experiencing right now with everything that I'm walking through, and it's that we just don't stop pursuing. And that takes courage. That single-handedly, number one thing, this is the most courageous thing I've ever had to do, is to continue to do this podcast, to continue doing YouTube videos when I don't want to or don't feel like it, to keep doing this with only 12 views in a video, right? And to open up this products shop on Shopify, and I'm going to be throwing a pretty significant pile of money at advertising on it. And like, I'm afraid that, what do I do if I throw $700 in advertising and it doesn't return any conversions? Am I going to quit then? Well, here's the thing. I'm done playing the I don't do anything about my dreams game and just living in this space where I lay my head on my pillow and dream and then wake up and go work a 9 to 5, right? I'm done doing that. And I've been given every opportunity through this COVID thing to make that happen. And so now I'm going to pursue it. And so I just wanted to tell you guys, like, where that comes from in me is courage. And you guys have been walking with me through the whole ABBA journey in our men's group, and you've seen the ups and downs I've gone through. And I feel like even now, as I'm just saying what I just said to you guys, you're probably resonating and going, man, God's speaking to him, because I was in some pretty beat down places. I was in some really discouraging places. And, I never want my channel's success to be based on numbers, just like I don't think churches should be success based on numbers. But productivity and involvement is really the goal for me. And I want to be, my dream, because here's the courage to pursue my dreams. My dream really is to be able to operate and work in an office studio environment on my own, not being employed by somebody, and actually be self-employed, whether that's actually making money in YouTube or producing people in music or things like that. That's just my dream, right? And so I'm getting a taste of that, and I don't want it to ever go away. So even if I have to take a part-time job somewhere, or I have to work again temporarily, I'm not going to stop. And it's courage is that thing that's going to drive me to do that. And I'll just turn it over to you guys to see what kind of based on just what I said, what do you guys want to say as a reaction or response?
Well, I think, everybody in my life that I'm around right now is all walking this out.
Yeah.
We're all, like, I think the ABBA journey that we went through, like you and the salsa business, me and my working for myself as well. Our other friends, tattoo business, license, like a lot of the people that we know are really finding their purpose.
Yeah.
And they're chasing it. I mean, it's like, I don't know. What comes to mind is that movie, The Secret. This is not a plug for The Secret, but really good stuff. You know, you want to be a millionaire, start hanging out with millionaires. You want to own your own business, start running with people that own their own business. It's just the law of attraction, or whatever they want to call that. I believe it has to do a lot with the Holy Spirit. That's in the spirit. It's in the spirit world, and I'm really attracted to that. So I believe it's just spiritual, but that's where I'm at too. I'm walking it out. Like I've seen that. Start out small goals. You know, that's what I mean. Start out with a small goal, and you get there, and you got to continue to have goals. So once you reach your one goal, you got to set another one, and whether they're higher and get higher and higher and higher with your goals, it's just always something to keep you entertained or busy, and feeling like you're serving your purpose.
Yeah.
But I never, in the beginning of getting clean and sober, I didn't ever think I would be able to work for myself. I didn't have that. Did you
kind of always have a desire to do that, even in your addiction?
It was always, it was a dream of mine to like, I've always wanted to build a house, and I've done a lot of building, but for other people. I mean, I want to build my own home for myself.
Yeah.
And live in it. You know what I mean? Like I've built several houses, but
I'd like you to build my house too.
Yeah, that would be awesome, dude. Like I'm down for that. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But in the beginning, I didn't have that courage to step out. Like what was it? I don't know how long it's been. I haven't even been keeping track, but not too long ago, I was working for that drywall company, making $25 an hour, and I quit that job. At $25 an hour, there's a lot of people I know that would love to have a $25 an hour job. And I just quit it, like, because it was wrecking my serenity, dude. It was like it was making me very uncomfortable and miserable. And there were certain things
your peace was more valuable than $25 an hour.
Right. Yeah. But at the same time, that was me stepping out, going, I don't know where work's going to come, how, but I have not had, I literally have to force myself to take days off.
Yeah.
Because I could work 24/7, 7 days a week if I wanted to. There's that much work. And
it's totally God.
Yeah.
Come on.
So that's where I'm at too, walking it out. That's
really good.
Just keep going. And, I keep setting, my newest goal is to have $10,000 in the bank. I mean, that's not a lot, but to me that is.
Good, yeah.
I mean, I don't have, I think, for future reference of this podcast, let's just say right now that I have $32 and some odd cents in my bank account.
All right, we're counting. We're going to get you to
by the end of summer, I want 10 grand in there. And
that's good.
And then try not to touch that. Just have that be in case something happens or whatever. I have a backup.
That's a really good goal.
Yeah.
We're going to hold you accountable to that, and we're going to
well, that's what I said that for. So let's do that. Stuff. Let's just see where we check back in 4 months.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
See what's up.
Come on.
What about you, Zach?
Goals and dreams, courage.
The courage. And what goals and dreams are you pursuing right now, or would you like to pursue?
Well, I was going to start off by saying I've always pursued my dreams, always what I thought were my dreams, whether or not they were the right ones.
Yeah.
I've pursued lots of dreams because I thought they were what I was supposed to do. I pursued being a professional tennis player, pursued getting my doctorate at the same time, pursued literally anything that seemed like it would bring glorification to myself, actually, because I was filling a hole of needing to be known, stuff like that. And then, realizing later down the road after having a complete life transformation that was not my actual dreams. Like that's not what I want. Not what I really want. Even though those things are fun and I still love them. That's not what I really want. And I had to go through a huge healing process, but now God's led me in what looks like obviously ministry, but also a type of entrepreneurship role. And it's so funny what God's done in my life, because as he spoke to me and said, hey, you're going to do some entrepreneurship in your life, and it was pointing some directions he wants me to go. My first response has always been that, since he shows me the vision of where it's supposed to, what it's going to look like, or at least what the end product is at least. Okay. I'm like, that has to happen right now. And I'm going to make every step possible.
I'm one of those guys too.
And so I've learned through all mistakes, like I named in the past, even like starting a band and forcing that, not realizing what God was actually wanting out of that, all the stuff, and realizing, hey, like there's a patience in this. And that takes courage to be patient. I'm waiting though. I've learned that I don't have to force it. Yeah, could I go home, write an album, and put it on Spotify within a week? I could do it.
Yep.
Should I do it? I don't feel like I should do that right now. I feel like when there's the moment to make a step in that direction, I'll do that. Mm-hmm. And right now, where God's placed me, because I was on the entrepreneurship thing, is that, I'm looking at where God shows me as a leader and a boss. And I never saw myself as one, but now I'm like, okay, I can own up to that, because that's how God sees me. And where has he placed me? In the opposite. He's placed me as an employee in a couple different places that I'm having to influence my bosses, who both are battling and going through the same stuff, in a place of not being the boss. Mm-hmm. And I'm so thankful I'm in that place, because I waited, because I could have started my company that God showed me.
Dude, you're going to be so equipped and prepared.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
telling you right now, as somebody who's turning 40 this year, and I've kind of abandoned a lot of the career dreams that I'd had before. And I look at someone in your position, and this being positioned recovery, you're being positioned in a phenomenal way. And I just want you to, I know it can be discouraging, and I know you're walking through some really heavy stuff right now, but I just want you to know, from somebody who's looking kind of backward and saying, hey, honestly, you're in such a great spot that you're going to look back on this in 10 years and go, my goodness, it was not it. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now had I not gone through with that.
And I've already started to see that process, because I would have started the company, and God's told my wife and I, we're going to do it eventually, a coffee roasting company. And we have lots of solid planning, not just dreaming. Like, we've actually done lots of solid planning all the way up to click the button to order and actually make it happen. But God has not given us the go. I haven't felt that, like, in my spirit, my knower.
Yeah,
I haven't felt that. And I'm so glad, because I would have done that over a year ago. I mean, like 2 years ago, I would have done it. And I'm so glad I didn't, because now where I'm at and what I've gone through already, and even though there's more to come for working for some people, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I didn't start this yet, because I wouldn't have known this. I wouldn't have known how to respond in this scenario. I wouldn't have known how to handle this type, finances, you name it, everything, because I'm getting to learn from everyone's mistakes and also learn from their successes and seeing what does work. And that's just one area that I'm pursuing my dreams in a way is not, because I know in the season I'm in right now, it's just a season and it'll end, that God's molding me and shaping me so that I'm not just thrusting myself towards this dream, but
totally preparing you.
Totally preparing me. Yeah. And that takes courage, because do I want to quit every day? Yep. Yeah. I do. But do I stick it out? Because I know it's wrong. And that's a huge part in recovery. There's a lot of people I've seen where they get squeezed at work and like, I'm out of here, and it's like, there is a courage in sticking it out and doing the right thing, doing the hard thing. And the Serenity Prayer says this, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace. Because in this hardship that I'm in, like, God spoke to me, because I'm like, God, why can't I just leave these jobs and just do the easy thing and just work for myself? Because I know how to make it successful. Like, I know it can happen. I know you'll breathe life on it. I know. So why do I have to do this? He goes, if you're not experiencing joy in where you're at right now, working for these people, how can I expect you to experience joy when you're in charge of it all? And so I'm like, I got to work on myself.
I think I'm just, as you're speaking, I'm trying to pay attention to what you're saying, and I'm also hearing from the Holy Spirit right now saying this is going to be a flagship episode, and here's why. We're going to be able to look back on this episode, and I'll tell, I want people that are hearing this podcast right now, because we're getting like, I've got 40 total listens on Podbean, And there are some people that are subscribed, and there's some people subscribed on YouTube, and you guys are going to watch this. And it's not very big right now. We've gotten, I think the most I have on a video is 300, and I can put out a video and get 3 or 4 views for a couple of weeks. But I want to quit. And I want you to know that is a feeling that comes from the enemy. First of all, I believe that it's because I'm on the right track. That discouragement is actually...
Discourage, get that? Discourage, because we're experiencing courage in our life, and he wants to bring discourage.
Yeah, because the impact.
Boom.
I don't really. This for me is not about becoming rich and being important. What this is about is, I have found I'm on a journey of wholeness, and I'm finding that I don't have to live in this world that I have to play the rules by. I can actually live a life where I can create some of the rules and make up some of the rules. And that's empowering, right? And when we get discouraged, it's because, from the Christian worldview, it's the enemy really trying to keep us off track, because he knows what we're doing is going to wreak havoc on his kingdom, which is the kingdom of darkness. And so I wanted to say specifically, there are times where I feel like giving up, but it's because there's a couple of people out there that have been listening to this channel and on YouTube or through the podcast. And I had somebody say, literally, I can show you guys the video. It was just one person. It's like one of the only comments I have from somebody I don't know from a town that I don't live in. And it's like, your channel should have way more views than you do. You should keep doing what you're doing. Dude, I was so discouraged up until that point. And that one person.
One is all it takes.
One person told me that what we're doing here is making an impact in their life. And then we got our first Patreon subscriber for $1 a month, and I'm like, come on, that's so meaningful. It's not about the amount. It's that this is impactful to somebody's life. And so here's the thing: I'm not insecure. I have security in who I am through Christ, and I'm on the right track. And this thing's going to grow at the speed that the Lord wants to grow it. And I just. Those are the things that help kind of put fire on my courage, if you will.
I really want to say something. This is the Holy Spirit. I'm getting a major download.
Yeah.
Just like spit it out, dude. Like interrupt if you have to. I don't mean to interrupt, but
I feel the Holy Spirit.
Check it out. This is what God just said to me. When you put Him first in all that you do, whether it's okay, we're talking about our dreams, right? Mm-hmm. And we talk to God about those dreams. He never says no. He says, not right now, patience, or I have something better.
Yeah.
And he'll lead you down a whole another path that'll take you to that dream like 10 times faster than it would have on your own will, heading in what you thought was the right direction. Mm-hmm. Like, he just does that. I quit my job to work for myself because that's how I was going to get there.
Absolutely.
I mean, there was a lot of people that were saying, well, maybe you should not just quit your job. Try to handle the hardships. Take them as a pathway to peace. Okay, well, I did that for I did that for a minute, until finally enough was enough. And but Holy was telling me that too, you know what I mean? Like, go ahead. What's holding you back? And now I'm, like I said, busy, super busy.
That's awesome, man.
And where I was worried about where work's going to come from, am I going to make as much money as I was making at my other job? It's far better.
Totally.
You know what I mean? I'm no worries. And, the jobs just keep coming. So, but yeah, the download is that when you include God in your goals, your dreams, all that stuff, He'll make it happen.
Absolutely. He just does that. There's, we're going to continue this conversation in, later down the road. I think maybe we'll make a regular point to follow up with kind of what we're talking about. So we're going to hold each other accountable. And for viewers out there, go ahead right now. Go ahead and type in the comments what your dreams are, and we'll get back to you. We'd like to have a conversation. I really want to see more interaction in the comments. But we do need to go to the next segment, and so we're going to do the daily reflection. And I know Zach has something to say, but here's what we're going to do. I wonder if the daily reflection will be on topic to whatever it is.
So rad.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Or you can figure out a way to make it happen. So
yeah. Before we end the video, I just wanted to say thank you guys for affirming me and where I'm at.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to say that on air because it's huge. Because it's really sometimes can be really hard.
Totally.
And just the stuff that weighs on me, I'm like, man, am I even doing the right thing? But it's really cool that other people see it too. That I am doing the right thing.
Oh, dude, give me a hug, man.
Oh, if I was sitting next to you guys, I'd give you a hug right now. But I'll give you guys a hug after. Thank you for checking out this clip from the Position Recovery Podcast. The entire podcast is available on our other channel. There's a link in the description box below, so you can go check it out. The full audio program is available on your favorite podcast platforms like Spotify, Pandora, and Google Podcasts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Finally, if you'd like access to exclusive members-only content, or maybe you just want to support us in what we're doing financially, head on over to patreon.com/position, where there are a variety of giving levels and one that is perfect for your budget. It's always awesome hanging out with you guys. And remember, many are called, but you are positioned.